Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Kim is just doing her final prep. I've got a mouthful of lunch, so I apologize. Welcome aboard. If you love hot weather, it is a great day for hot weather. And if you're hanging out, hiding from it in the air conditioning like we are, then it's a good time for that too. So I think Kim will be continuing with altered books today. No big surprise there, right? And just looking over here, we have...
I'm here.
Oh, here comes the queen.
There I am. Thank you, Cal. I appreciate you stepping in so that we could start on time. Hi, Mia. Or sorry, Kay. Getting the nom de plume mixed up. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Kirk. So nice you could make it. Yes, I'm happiest today in our basement. I mean, we have air conditioning, but the basement is just so cool. It's lovely. If only it had a table that I could work on, but I'll work on that during my break. So, good. I've got my eraser. I'll just wait for a few more people to come in before I show everything off. How's everyone doing today? Cal's been busy today setting up for the National Arts Drive, which is a fabulous idea in these times of physical separation, of a studio tour that's you just drive to go see it. There's a nationalartsdrive.com is the website, and you can get a map there with all the artists' locations. And you can also download an app for your phone and then presumably use your GPS function to get there. So anyway, Cal has set up our front yard with all kinds of, and our windows, our front windows, with all kinds of his sign art, including some brand new signs. So we're quite excited about that. And he's got actual signposts hammered into our lawn, and then a big grid with other signs zip tied to it. So if you're on social media at all, watch his Instagram account or Facebook account, and you'll see photos. Already there are some up, and there will be more. It's quite exciting, but come on by if at a distance, but you can say hi and you can see the work, and it would be fun. If you're anywhere near Brampton, don't drive far, far away. That would be a bad idea. Great. Okay, well, I'm going to get this party started, and people will just show up. I have a feeling because it's a hot, sunny day, I know some people really love that. So I think they may be drinking their cool drinks and otherwise amusing themselves. So I've been taking a look at this spread, which has the resist on the left-hand page, and then some of the acrylic medium I used as resist on the right-hand page. But you can see what's happening. The right-hand page used to be pristine, except for the what I'd actually applied to it and the effects of the page on the other side of it. But now the graphite has rubbed off on it. So what I've done is I've sprayed the left-hand page with some fixative, a couple of coats, and I'm going to erase the graphite residue that's on the white page. I know people are going to ask what fixative I use, and this is one was recommended to me by a student of mine, Helen, and it's called Spectra Fix. And as a graphic designer, I have to say their packaging is absolutely hideous, but
The product
the
is amazing.
product is
Yeah.
awesome. So don't use this product if you have a deathly milk allergy, okay? That would be a bad idea, because this product is safe because it's a pump bottle, not an aerosol compressed bottle. So there's no propellant. It is casein based, not petrochemical or otherwise volatile organic compound based.
You can spray it indoors.
You can spray it indoors without extra obviously don't spray it in your face. Obviously don't take a deep breath in the mist. But you can spray it indoors. You only need to have very modest protection. You don't need the big cartridges, which is what we use when we use the conventional fixatives. And I love the ingredients list. Let me find it in English. Casein, which is a milk protein, denatured grain alcohol, and water. How's that for an ingredients list on a fixative? So I sprayed this indoors, right?
The MSDS on that must be pretty...
Yeah, all natural, odor-free, suitable for pastel, chalk, pencil, charcoal, oil pastel, colored pastels, blah, 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 blah. You can use it on leather, fabric, wood, stone, unglazed ceramic, paper, and primed canvas. So it's really great. Now, I'll mention too, geez, I'm just a wealth of information today. You'll see it in smaller bottles as well, much smaller bottles. And that's because they're now selling the concentrate, and they'll have a small bottle of concentrate and a small spray bottle, and you mix in the alcohol and maybe the water, and you're good to go. And it's so nice because it's compact, and you just mix it up as you need it. And of course, you can make up extra and have it for a while. But it's taking me a long time to go through this because I haven't been doing a lot of figure courses and life drawing. So, yes, my dear. I see your hand is up.
I have things to pass along.
Excellent. That's great.
Tinley has joined us.
Hi, Tinley.
Just got in from the studio.
Oh, great.
Kay says she doesn't like the heat either. Had a very hot golf game this morning, so we'll stay inside for a while.
Right.
And Mia is here.
Hi, Mia.
It's nice to be with you. Too hot from the outside.
Oh, good. I've got a lot of people after my own heart here, but I know some of my dear friends really like heat, so I'm celebrating for you from my cool house.
And Mia says thanks for the Spectra Fix.
Yeah, I mean that's really fantastic because there's so many times when you need some fixative, and the other stuff is seriously bad for you. Seriously bad for you. So it works well, the conventional stuff, but it's nasty stuff. Just look. Oh, there we go. So anyway, I fixed that one side with 2 coats of spraying, and now I'm going to open up a brand new Statler Mars drafting type eraser.
Statler of the art.
Cal's getting he's been a bundle of activity today, so his punning muscles are well warmed up and activated.
Warning.
So watch out.
Warning.
And he probably won't be with us for the entirety of the party, but hopefully most of it. I'm not sure how much he has left to do, but I'm very grateful that he's here, at least for the first part.
Still some, but I should be able to be here for most of it.
That's lovely. So I should back this up and point down because I'm actually starting to work on something. I mean, I know this is very exciting watching me erase, but it is a vital part of what I'm doing to this book. So, gosh, and I have so much other crap in the way. Anyway, 'twas ever thus. Can you tilt the screen back, Bunny? They can see my nose, but not my eyes. Thank you.
That good?
Yeah,
All
that's great.
All right.
Lovely. Oh, look, more people have joined us. So welcome, everybody. And if you're able to chat because you've signed into your Gmail or your YouTube account, please say hi in the chat. We're always happy to find out who's here and where you've come in from. I'm just erasing some graphite residue. And it may not all come off this way, so I may have to, some of it's definitely coming off, so that's good. Let's see how much actually gets off. So yesterday was the last day of my Altered Books course. And after this party, and I have to do some wrapping up of things from last week, I will be on my break, which I am looking forward to. Much as I love teaching, I'm really, really needing this break, so I'm really excited about it. So I'll just take this opportunity to remind you that after today, there will be 2 weeks, and I'll post something on the YouTube channel so you'll be able to see. 2 weeks with no virtual studio party, but I'm coming back a few days early from my break just to make sure that we don't go longer than that without a virtual studio party.
People can always watch replays.
Oh yeah, there's so many replays. So, going back, because, geez, I've lost count now, but this might be party number 15 or something since lockdown. So, the last teaching gig I had was the Friday before March break at a high school, actually. So they announced while I was there that March break was going to be 2 weeks instead of 1. And yeah, it was all really new.
And the rest was quite literally history.
Yeah. And so after that, I did nothing else outside the house. We did go see my mother before lockdown, but we have not physically seen her since. We saw her the Saturday, I think, after that. So I started the first virtual studio party, I think, 2 weeks later, something like that. So anyway, some of you may have been at the very first one. I don't know. I can't remember that far back. Anyway, it's been, I think it's been such a good thing. Mutually good thing. So that's why I don't want it to go too long without, especially as I'll be having another break later this summer. So yeah, just to fit in as many as I can. So is anyone else working on something today? Cal's busy.
Other than a nice cold drink?
Yeah, which would be fair enough. I know Tinley's just come back from her studio, so she's probably got her feet up and is relaxing now. I happened to see on Tinley's Instagram account that she has 10 pieces on the go in her studio. So I'm totally impressed. I usually recommend to students that they have 3 pieces on the go, because that's sort of a sweet spot minimum number to not spin your wheels too much on any one piece. But it's also, you're chuckling?
Yeah, Finlay says, cutting out collage bits still, but my feet are up and I am relaxing.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And Kay says, I'm so happy to have been introduced to both of you. I'm organizing my art supplies today. That is.
Oh, that's great. That's a great
So
feeling.
we're in Brampton and we can provide masks and Purell.
Oh my God. That's one of the, I'm going to do a fraction of the literally mountains of work like that in our house. And I don't know, some cleaning too. It's bad. It's been a busy, challenging time. Anyway, try and find a reset button and some normality after that.
He says, LOL.
Yeah.
And Rebecca says she's making gel print cards
Oh, lovely.
And Kirk is cross-stitching again.
Oh, lovely.
Kirk, what's your subject matter for your cross-stitch? Is it something fun and sort of opposite to the nature of cross-stitch, like a Hell's Angels emblem or something?
Or something perfectly in keeping. So inquiring minds want to know if you don't mind sharing. Okay, I think that that's as clean as I'm going to get it. I've now erased. So it's definitely a lot cleaner than it was. It's definitely not as clean as I want it to be. So I will give that a rest for now and consider what my options might be going forward. So
Elaine Whitaker has joined.
hi, Elaine.
And Kay says, I want to try an altered book. My friend has an old board game that has lots of pictures and diagrams in it. It could be fun.
That sounds
board
great.
Game book, sorry.
Board game book. That sounds great.
Yeah, that does sound great.
Great
actually.
fun. Yeah. So I'm just looking in here to see. I haven't made lots of progress on my book since last week. I think you saw this, and I haven't gotten any further in that, so I might work on that spread today. Yeah, because I've been working on, in the class, recovering books. So this is the, you can see how it looks very foggy. That's because there's Chinese paper wrapped all around this book now, rebinding it. So, and then this is a end paper in progress. So, yeah, so that's what I've sort of focused on this past week, rather than working in my little book. I do have plans for this. I'm going to, unless the plans change, I'm going to actually drill holes in this cover.
Ooh.
And those holes will reveal kind of a couple of layers of things. So I might get working on that when we come back. We'll see, right?
So, Kim, I have a question. For the board cover, the cover that goes with the board, would you use that punch, or would you use an
No, I'm going to
drill?
use an actual drill. Yeah, it's thick enough. If I had a proper industrial punch, then I would use that. But that's a big levered cast iron thing, and I don't have one of those. So, yeah, I want my paper crafting tools to survive. So, okay. So there is a page here that I want to work on next. I just have to find it. This is it.
Mia says, did a bit of watercolor painting this morning.
Oh,
Rummaged
nice.
through some packed art supplies, discovered I have enough paper to last me a lifetime. found a book I can art destruct, she says.
Oh, fabulous.
Relaxing with you.
Great.
And I had asked Elaine if she was in her lovely studio.
Yeah.
And she said, I am, Cal, with 2 fans. Hot, hot, hot.
Right. Yeah. So Elaine is one of my dear friends I was mentioning earlier who loves the heat and for whom I'm celebrating with it from the comfort of my nice, cool home. I was in the basement earlier today, and that was a happy place for me to be. So I'm looking at this, and I just feel like I want to have some shapes. Oh, it's difficult. Decisions, right? Looking through this to get an idea. Okay. At some point, you have to decide. So now I know what I'm doing. I just need a pencil. There we go. And I'm going to get some little shapes happening in here. Okay. We do many small shapes, but the trick is to get the scale right. As soon as you draw one, you realize what's wrong with what you've already drawn. Have I got the scale right? Not sure. So I watched one of the recommendations of TV programs from last week, was it? And this is one that Elaine had recommended. I'm not sure if anyone else had, which was the Icelandic series Trapped on Netflix. And I watched series 1 this week. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Really, Iceland is a remarkable place. I was lucky enough to visit it all too briefly. And the place is a character, the weather is a character, and
you're a character.
I don't know if you heard that. Probably.
I can say it louder.
And I think at the beginning there's a kind of spaciousness and quiet, and it just gets tighter and tighter and more claustrophobic, as Elaine mentioned to me it would. And it was just amazing. And the plot twist, oh my God. But I think one of the things I really love about it, and this is something I look for, is what great characters, like really real, I don't know, really, you feel like you're getting to know people as opposed to watching some artificial thing. So anyway, I recommend it very much. If you like a good mystery, and it's a bit unblinking about certain, physical aspects of the crime, but it doesn't also glorify it or spend gratuitous time on it. And I also appreciated that.
Catherine Carson has joined us.
Hello, Catherine.
She has a question.
Okay.
Could you explain scale? And then she has NB, how to use it.
Right. So scale is related to size, but it's about size relationship. So I can make something large scale on a small surface, and I can make something small scale on a large surface. I'm going to take the example of portraiture because I think we can it's easy to visualize and to maybe grasp from there. So if I make a portrait that includes my head, the subject's head, shoulders, maybe even part of their lower body, and they're surrounded by all kinds of space on whatever the canvas, the support that they're on. That's a small scale portrait. Even if the canvas is pretty large, relative to the support, it's small scale. Now, if the canvas is ginormous, then it's like the artist is playing a scale game. So small scale relative to the surface, but that figure might be larger than life. And that's another important aspect of scale. How big is it relative to life, right? When you're able to make that kind of comparison, like you can easily with a portrait. On the other hand, I've done a 6 by 8 inch portrait that was really, really close up. You know, couldn't see the top of the head. Things are really, really close up. And so it has a large scale feeling, even though it's actually a very small piece, right? So, so size is about the actual dimensions or of either subject or support. Scale is how it relates to a key reference point, like subject to the support or subject to life size. Both of those are really important comparisons.
It can be a great thing to do, like a little tiny 1 inch tall elephant.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
a 9 foot wide rat, you know?
A 1 inch tall elephant is a great example of being playful with scale. There's a sculpture, I don't know where it is, but it's on a grassy slope, and it's a gigantic clothes peg, wooden clothes peg.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like it's pinching the land, and it's enormous, right? It's the size of at least a house, 1-story house. And of course, a clothes peg is only this big normally. So that's a size change, but it's a play with scale. It's taking it out of a naturalistic scale. So it's a fun game to play, definitely. Yeah. How did that come up for you? Just curious what inspired you to ask that question.
I think you were...
Oh, because I used the term scale?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't keep track of what I'm saying.
Just a couple of little things. Mia says, so fun, love you guys. I think that was in relationship to our silly. And Elaine says, and it was beautiful cinematography.
Oh, God, yes. And so it should be, right? Because what an extraordinary place. And so, capturing place, but the mood, just incredible, moody scenes, landscapes. So it really helped support and propel the story that way. Yeah, so good. It's so lovely to see something really well done, isn't it? Whatever it is, just...
That's why people tune in to see your altered books.
Yes, that why? Well, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here. Now, fortunately, I'm used to flying by the seat of my pants, so that's you get better at it, over time.
I should make a little, or maybe Kirk could CrossFit you one, a little patch for your back pocket that says "frequent flyer." So that, on the seat of my pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Tinley says, I just added Trapped to my watch list. Love Icelandic film.
Oh, God. I'm obviously going to look for more because, wow. I loved that place. I'm dying to go back. I'm dying to take Cal.
Oh, for a long time, when through the Harper reign, we would look at each other and say, Iceland, we have to move to Iceland.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Give us a feminist island nation. New Zealand, Iceland.
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it? Whereas there's Britain very much not. But who knows what travel's going to look like even once we hope. Hopefully they will find a good vaccine for COVID, but I think it's going to change travel for. It just won't be the same as it became.
I really hope that it makes travel much less done, but much more appreciated, right? Because so much travel, like for business conferences and business this, business that, that now could really be done.
It was unnecessary
On Zoom or, video conferencing.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be great if when you did travel, it was a special enough thing that you really, really enjoyed it? Like, oh, I'm going, here, and it's a real treat. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the way it has always been for us. But just because of our pocketbooks.
So I asked Mia what book was slated for reincarnation.
Yeah.
She says it's slated for some collage and or multimedia exploration. It's an empty book lover's diary notebook with a few quotes and lined pages for notes. Maybe I'll make some found poem from a quote.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It says must watch Trapped on Netflix. Thanks for the recommendation.
Oh, it's so good to find out recommendations, isn't it? So, if you have any new ones to share, please feel free, because I continue to compile a list, especially now that I'm heading into my break. I'm planning to really chill for the first few days. And so I am going to be watching things for sure, as well as maybe reading some fun books.
Catherine says, thanks for the explanation, Kim. Interested to see how you apply it now. Scale. When I took a course from you at Halliburton, we did Crackle on a board. Did we use Crackle paste from Golden? Can you remember?
We used a number of mediums, but we didn't use Crackle paste wasn't part of the course. Someone may have brought Crackle paste. So I would certainly recommend Golden. Just generally, they produce a fine product. It's funny, I was just thinking about Crackle paste today because I had an idea in my head that of something I might try. So it's funny that you brought that up. And nice to see you here.
And Kay says, have you watched Dead to Me on Netflix?
No.
And I've asked her what it's about, but you could ask her verbally too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to know more about that. So it's very interesting. Even though I'm chattering away, things are developing here, and I'm getting a sense that the sizes are going to be different depending on where these shapes are placed. So I think what I'm going to do is start off with the smaller ones. I'm going to do this with pen. I think this is a case for my pigment liners. This is my pen box. Some of you may have seen this, but not all of my pens are in here, but a lot of my pens are in here. I do have a set of Crayola Super Tips that are mostly in another box.
Elaine says the first season was very compelling. The start of the second was good.
Great. I think I'm about halfway through season 2 of Trapped right now. So that it won't take me long to get through that. I love binge watching. I took a day off where I was really taking a day off, like a total cocoon day of necessity, and I watched the Thor movies and the Avengers movies out of order, out of sequence, because I found I had to go to 3 or 4 different sources to be able to watch, probably 3, because I think I only have access to 3 sources to be able to watch them all, which was kind of the new reality, unfortunately, with the, I could watch some on Netflix, some on Prime, and some on iTunes. Anyway, the new reality now that so many different streaming services exist, because, Disney Plus is pulling some of its stuff in order to offer it on their channel. I think some of the other movie studios are doing the same thing. Apple now has a streaming service. So it's getting a bit weird out there. I can't pay for 10 different services, so we'll see how it all settles. Okay, I think I have to make a different decision here. Oh yeah? Lots going on?
So Rebecca says, totally different type of show, but Kirk and I have been loving British comedy quiz show QI. And I said,
we love QI.
We're QI, hopelessly addicted to QI.
Yeah.
And
I think we've watched every series, and we're currently watching Series R, which is the current series. Yeah. No. See, there's another way we're similar, Rebecca and Kirk. Isn't that funny? By the way, Michael Sheen and David Tennant, I don't know if anyone here is a fan of the Good Omens series based on the story by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. Stars David Tennant and Michael Sheen. They are fantastic together, each playing an angel and a demon. And anyway, they're doing this thing that's a post-lockdown little series, limited series of 6 that's online. Well, no, it's on BBC, but I found it online. Called Staged, as in a stage with a D on the end. And it's hilarious. If you like David Tennant and Michael Sheen, if you like British humor, and it's all based on like Zoom meetings, it's really well done. Anyway, sorry, I've interrupted the flow. Please.
That's all right. Mia has been enjoying the Afterlife that we recommended.
Yes,
great.
good.
I we're loving that.
Yeah. It's so humane.
Kinley says she loves Good Omens, and so do we.
Yeah.
And so does Rebecca.
Oh, yeah.
And I have told Rebecca about The Unbelievable Truth.
Oh, God. Anybody here who loves intelligent British wit and goofy, but that kind of straddling those things, The Unbelievable Truth is awesome.
Yeah, and there are lots and lots of seasons of it, and
over 20 seasons.
Yeah, David Mitchell is the host,
And I love David
He's
Mitchell.
hilarious, of course, and whip smart.
Yeah. A wonderful embodiment of that easily embarrassed, brilliant, easily embarrassed, somewhat awkward persona.
So we'll have to look for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
seriously. It plays a lot on BBC
Sounds. Which I've mentioned, but I think I'm not positive, but I think you can also just find like audio on YouTube too.
Yeah.
For some of it. Yeah. You got like a whole whack of seasons on Audible, right?
Yes, if you're a member of Audible, if you subscribe to Audible, and I was about to cancel my Prime membership, and then COVID hit, and I thought, won't cancel just yet. And I got it as part of getting Audible, actually. Anyway, if you are on Audible, you can get free. I got the first 20 series, or 21 series, or 20 series for free. Okay. It was a lot of downloading. You can also stream it, but I wanted to download it so I could listen offline as well. But as far as I'm concerned, that was a pretty massive perk of, and I didn't realize it at the time. I discovered it. I've gotten a few things like that. This fantastic free stuff. There's a couple of Stephen Fry things that I got for free as well.
Rebecca asks, did you watch Dirk Gently?
Oh, yes. But I'm so disappointed because I thought they would do one more series of that. But that happens, right? That's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
And
yeah.
There was another series, Marco Polo, which turned out to be an incredibly well done series. Really, it's about Kublai Khan and Marco Polo being in Kublai Khan's court, and how he gets there and what happens while he's there. And it's just this extraordinary, huge scale, it's Mongolia, it's Kublai Khan's court. I mean, think about the numbers of people and horses and the period costumes and the gurs, the shelters they lived in. Just outrageously wonderful. And Netflix didn't do series 3. They were about to do it and they just canceled it. And I was heartbroken because it was left hanging, and it's like, seriously? Surely you can reap the rewards of the 3 seasons as a complete set for decades to come, as opposed to the 2 seasons. Anyway, if I ran the zoo, right? It's that Dr. Zeus quote.
Did we? Maybe you did and I didn't. Did we see all of the second season of Dirk Gently?
Yeah. I don't know if you did.
I'm not sure.
You often don't manage to complete things like that.
Do the washing up.
Yeah, it's true. Who am I to complain? Cal cooks and cleans up the kitchen most of the time. 99% of the time.
You clean the house very well.
Well, I'm going to see about that. I'm drawing this incredibly slowly, but you know what? That's part of the pleasure of that today, because I'm not in high performance mode. And that's a relief, I must say. And just take care with the shapes. Get them right.
So I think Kay is replying to earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on a second. Mia says, also saw the movie The Parasite on Crave.
Oh, I've heard of that, and I've heard good things about it.
Also would love to see the Farewell movie, but don't want to pay for influence. Fair enough.
No, but where did I see it? I saw it another place. I think you can rent it from iTunes. The Farewell movie, yeah. I actually bought it because it's a Chinese movies that have Chinese protagonists. I'm half Chinese, just in case anyone here doesn't know. Movies that have Chinese protagonists that are really well done, and people were saying all kinds of the people in the film should have been nominated for Oscars who weren't. I sometimes buy just so that because I know I'll rewatch them.
So Kay says, and I think she must be referring to Dead to Me.
Yeah.
Just going back to see if that's what it was called. Yes. It says 2 seasons. A woman goes to a bereavement group after her husband is killed in a hit and run and meets a new friend. Christina Applegate and Linda Florentina. Season 2 is even better. Funny and lots of oh my god moments in mystery.
Oh, great. Thank you for that. Really appreciate hearing about it, and it's going on my list for sure. Changing my mind about the size of some of these.
Scale change.
Well, you know what I'm doing is I'm making decisions about transitions in changing the size.
Tell them what you mean by transitions.
Transition. So there's a state of change happening, and it's got stages, and hence transition.
And do you mean from one spread to the next?
No, just in a sequence of the shapes.
Okay.
Okay, I think I need to color some of these in so that I can see what's happening. Yep, I didn't do that transition very well. That's why you got to color things in. The outlines don't tell you enough necessarily.
Something, but they don't give you the weight.
Yeah, exactly. The more information you can give your brain, the better. So that means that all the subsequent ones have to be bigger. Well, what time did you start work today? He's been working like crazy on his National Arts Drive. And he's been cutting his business cards while monitoring the chat here. So he's got a whole new batch of business cards.
7 people are going to come by today.
Well, this is the sad thing, right? So there's one other artist listed in Brampton. We do have a few friends or colleagues in Brampton who hopefully will come by. Maybe the odd neighbor will get curious and come and say hi.
Well, I'm hoping that, because I put up posters around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Okay, this is making progress, except that's blobby looking. That's better. All right. I'm going to give this a moment for the ink to stabilize and have a drink. Rebecca says they're going to try and come by.
What?
That would be awesome.
You are crazy, you guys. Thank you.
Wow.
Aren't we like miles away from you?
Well, drive safely. It would be lovely to see you. Ah, I'm just letting that ink get properly dry. It's not super wet or anything, but I want to erase the pencil lines around the shape so I can get a nice clean feeling of what effect it's having before I make changes to the neighboring sprout. I should show you what I've got here. Okay. So you can see where I've colored in and where I've just outlined. So I don't know if this will have been a good idea or not, but you know, you got to do them anyway. Oh, wow. Nice to have a cold drink. Okay, let's see how this is. Get a nice soft brush. Clearing up the erasure.
Rebecca says we need to get out of the house, and we're not that far. I know the feeling.
Oh,
Rebecca.
yeah. Yeah.
And Mia says, love it. Can wait.
Oh, thank you, Mia. Yeah, I understand about needing to get out of the house. Wow, my voice seems very low today, doesn't it? It's like I was up all night drinking whiskey, which I wasn't. Although you have only my word for that. Yeah. Okay. And I do like a nice scotch. I admit that. Okay. Things always turn out a little differently than they exist in your head ahead of time.
That is the nature of art, isn't it?
I don't know. Sometimes things work out. Sometimes I have very full visions of things that I then execute, but it won't be about necessarily details. Well, no. some details and not others. Maybe that's it. But mostly, I'm very I'm not top down usually in how I develop my work. I'll start off with some kind of intention, some kind of starting point, but I really rely on
Philippa says, "Hi Kim, I was outside, but it's too muddy. I hope you have a really good break. Sleep, read, and watch crappy movies."
Oh, that sounds great, Philippa. Thank you. It really is a hot one out there today. Which, my face is already red. I don't need to go out and make it bright red. So, although I guess I will venture out, and obviously, when Rebecca and Kirk arrive, I will venture out. So yesterday, I was teaching the final class of the Altered Books in Mixed Media course, and I was demonstrating. I had pre-recorded some video with some demonstration that I then narrated live, but then I did a live demonstration in the latter part of the class.
What happened?
And didn't realize that during the break time I had paused the video. Paused the recording, the live recording, and didn't turn it back on after the break, because normally Cal's in the class and he reminds me. And I normally do it without his reminding me, but he reminds me, and it's like when he wasn't there to remind me, I forgot.
Sorry.
Anyway, so one of the back end things I have to do today before I start my break is to re-record the basic demonstration. So that's kind of annoying. So I'll be doing that while Cal's outside greeting people. I'm too tired these days to work a show the way we have done so often. Cal's been part of Queen West Art Crawl for many years, and he's been in one Toronto Outdoor Art Fair. And I try and work with him on those, although the year I got my concussion was the year he had both events, and oh my God, my brain could not handle it. It was really, those places, there's so much sensory stimulation, which is part of their appeal, right? They're fun, they're exciting. There's lots to look at, lots of people watching, lots of art looking, and it was making my head explode. Okay, not such a great transition there, Kim. Oh well. Anyway, I think it's really interesting, the new kinds of events that have sprung up because of our situation this year, and I really love the inventiveness that it's required. That old "necessity is the mother of invention" adage really holds true. So the National Arts Drive is one. There are a couple of life drawing models I know. Well, one I really know decently well, who's doing Friday night life drawing sessions on Zoom or on Facebook Live, maybe? I can't remember. Anyway, one or the other. And of course, Cal's got his collage jam. And there's this. And I attended the Audain, I don't know what they're called, if they're called the Audain Center or the Audain Gallery. They're a gallery in a museum in Whistler, BC. And I attended an artist talk the other night that I would not have been able to attend in pre-COVID because it would have been an in-person artist talk. And it was Kim Dorland, the Canadian landscape painter and other things painter. And it was a fantastic talk. Yeah, really, really good. And something that he unveiled there, first of all, he showed a whole bunch of his new work, which was very exciting to see. And he talked about his process and, you know, the way how his work is evolving. But he also unveiled, he's got a new graphic novel project in the works.
Who does?
Kim Dorland,
Oh, cool.
which I'm so excited about.
I know someone else who wants to be doing that. So.
Yeah, so I have a real interest personally in making a graphic novel. I've had something in the works for years now. So it was really exciting to see that. You've got your hand up.
I do.
Okay.
So, sorry, I may not know what this is in reference to because I
Okay.
was off doing a social media for a minute.
Okay.
So Rebecca says, you don't have to do that. But I'm not sure what that
Oh, maybe
meant.
me coming out to say hi?
Right.
Oh no, maybe me recording the demo.
Right.
Yeah, I'll record the demo.
She says, oh no. And then Mia says, oh my God, how did you get a concussion? And Philippa says, I paint from a live model every Friday afternoon, like online.
Yeah.
And Kay says, I would have loved to see that Kim Dorland talk. Love his work.
Yeah, he's an amazing artist.
We are huge Kim Dorland fans.
Yeah, I left a comment on his Instagram post about the talk and said, you know, it's sad for me since he's moved out west. I don't get to see his new work regularly the way I did when he was in Toronto. I first encountered his work at Angel when he started, I think, with Angel Gallery. Very close to when he started with Angel Gallery in Toronto.
It was coming from outside, but as far as you don't have to.
Okay, okay.
And
well, if I'm in the middle of recording, Cal will just convey my hello. But yeah, it was a really good talk, and he's a lovely man, you know. Like he's just very real when he's giving the talk. Like he obviously knows. He's very, very literate about art, and he knows his own. He's reflected on his own work at great length and in depth, and you know, the talk benefited from all of that. Okay, I've really done a bad job on the transition on this one. I've got a row of more or less identical.
So we've got a little sync problem. You are still talking on the video and the audio are not matching. So
what's causing the sync problem?
I don't know. But do you want to try just reloading? That
will end this stream if I
okay.
reload.
All right. So let's give it a minute and just see if it reconnects.
Yeah. Let me just check my network.
Yeah, everyone's having it.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I thought it. But then it's more than one person. So.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to, and it's been for quite a while. I'm so sorry, everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit reload. The risk is that it will bring the stream to an end and I'll have to start a new stream. So if you can just give it a minute and then go back, click on my name to go back to the channel and hit reload, you'll see the new live stream if this one doesn't just resume prior to what I've just described, okay?
Don't do it right away. Like, let it catch up.
Oh, is it? And Tinley says her internet has been dropping. I'm going to try it. Okay. Reloading.